How do you use the Pythagorean converse? Have you ever wondered how to determine if a triangle is a right triangle just by looking at its sides? Well, that is where the Pythagorean converse comes into play. This theorem is a handy tool in geometry that helps us classify triangles based on their side lengths. So, let's break it down step by step. First, you need to identify the longest side of the triangle. We will label this side as C. The other two sides will be labeled as a AND. Once you have labeled the sides, the next step is to calculate the squares of all three sides. You will find a squared, B squared, and C squared. Now comes the exciting part. You will check if the square of the longest side, C squared, equals the sum of the squares of the other two sides, a squared plus B squared. If C squared equals a squared plus B squared, congratulations, you have a right triangle. But what if the numbers don't match? If C squared is less than a squared plus B squared, then your triangle is acute, meaning all angles are less than 90 degrees. On the other hand, if C squared is greater than a squared plus B squared, your triangle is obtuse, indicating that one angle is greater than 90 degrees. Let's look at a practical example to make this clearer. Imagine you have a triangle with sides measuring 3, 4, and 5 units. Here, 5 is the longest side, so we label it C. Now we calculate the squares. 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, and 5 squared is 25. Now we check the relationship. Does 25 equal 9 plus 16? Yes, it does. Since 5 squared equals 3 squared plus 4 squared, we can confidently say that this triangle is a right triangle, with the right angle opposite the side measuring 5 units. Using the Pythagorean converse is not just a classroom exercise. It is practical in real life, especially in fields like construction and design, where confirming right angles is essential. This method allows you to verify right angles without needing to measure them directly. In summary, the Pythagorean converse is a straightforward method to classify triangles based on side lengths. By checking if the square of the longest side equals the sum of the squares of the other two sides, you can determine if the triangle has a right angle. This theorem complements the original Pythagorean theorem and is a valuable tool in geometry.